Now loading. Zero's Game Room.
Welcome to Zero's Game Room, where all things gaming takes place. Interviews, discussions, and the latest gaming news. So take a seat, get comfortable, adjust your headset, because it's game time. Here's your host, Zero.
Come on in, get yourself checked in. We're partying in the studio. I'm Fred, what the hell, man?
I'm Zero, I'm sorry. I just like to do it.
Oh, yeah. And what's your like little screech that you do?
But you know what you can hear the screech on now?
Where?
Spotify!
We're officially on Spotify! Woo! It honestly took way too long for this podcast. Oh, by the way, welcome to Zero's Game Room. I'm your host, Zero, and of course my co-host.
I'm Pred.
It took us forever. We talked to Spotify's support for the podcasters. It took a whole day and a half, but guess what? We are now on Spotify. We are so convenient. Maybe you don't want to listen to us on Podbean. That's fine.
Yeah,
maybe you're
why
not
would you?
Why
Spotify.
Would you? Yeah. Maybe you don't want to listen on Google Play. Who uses Google Play? Who uses Google?
Your dog uses Google
Play.
Maybe. Yeah, why?
Hey, don't disrespect my dog.
I love your dog.
I know, he's a sweet dog. Maybe you're one of those fanboys who only does Apple Podcasts. What's on there too? But maybe you're on the side of nah, screw anything Apple.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
What?
Spotify.
Yes.
Get it on Spotify. Look up Zero's Game Room. Check us out, and you can take us on the go. And it'll be great. And you can download us, and you can take the episodes, if you're not near Wi-Fi or anything.
It's great.
It's great.
And I want to make a quick shout out to two people. Rebecca, thank you so much. She actually, she's working out when she listens to the podcast. So
does she?
Yeah. So girl, listen.
This is your.
You gotta do it straight. All you gotta do is 20 sit-ups and 20 push-ups. You got it. I told you, man. You can do it. I believe in you.
Get down on the squat. You gotta do it now.
You get buff like Arnold.
Get Arnold. Get nice and pumped. Get down and get down.
And then I can ask you where's the GameStop, and she's gonna be flexing with her muscles like it's over there.
It's over there.
And then Muscle Beach is on the other side. And the next person is AJ Applesauce. He's also a really good guy. He's a really good friend at the radio station. Mm-hmm. He's just like one of us trying to make it into the industry. So my guy, keep fighting, man, because we're trying to do the same.
Yeah,
and just keep on doing it, man.
So yeah, thank you so much, Rebecca. Thank you so much, AJ Applesauce, for supporting this podcast. We love you, all of our supporters. If you let us know that you're listening to us on Twitter, at Zero's Game Room, we can give you a shout out too. But let's get into some news, because there's not that much, because we're kind of excited, because most of all, we're kind of waiting for Super Mario Maker 2.
Which is exciting.
It's actually in next week, so I'm excited. By the time you hear this, it'll be out 2 days before it actually comes out. So just so y'all know, we record ahead of time. Anywho, this is more going to be a little bit of a discussion, but I guess we should talk about some mobile game stuff. Yeah. Ampred, you want to go over it?
Very quick. So 2 games that we brought up that we think is very interesting of note is that the free-to-play Dr. Mario World is out. It's going to be available.
It's going to be out.
My bad. On iOS and Android July 10th on mobile. So it kind of seems like a regular Tetris-y kind of puzzle game. So
in other words, if you've played Dr. Mario, it's Dr. Mario on the go. That's essentially what this is. I think it was a version of this that was originally on the Wii, and then you could play, but now they're bringing it to iOS and Android, which I think is really smart, because a lot of people really like Dr. Mario.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a huge following for it, so why not put it on an easy mobile device and play with friends? Don't mess this up, iOS and Android. Don't do what Super Mario Maker 2 is doing.
Don't do. And it's even on the Switch too, if you get the Nintendo Online.
Oh yes.
So I think it's just an easy port over. And the second thing is Harry Potter Wizards Unite. It's kind of like a Pokemon Go spinoff. It's from the same company from that made Pokemon Go,
Niantic. Yeah.
And from what the reviews are, it's like a 4.1. So I think people are looking at the grindiness of it a little bit.
So wait, it came out. When did it come out?
It just came out today.
So today is the 21st.
June 21st, yeah. So it just came out today. So if you guys think you like the Harry Potter world and you want to give it a shot, then go for it. Please let us know your opinion, so maybe we can review about it and give our opinion.
I'd be willing to give it a shot. I actually have a couple of friends I actually saw on Twitter, and they were super hype about it. So I might message them and tell them hey, can you
what's up?
Let me know what you think. I'm gonna try to be give me an unbiased, because they're super Harry Potter fans.
Oh, okay.
So it's okay, how great is it really? So what, you're gonna go around, come here, Harry, I'm going to catch you.
Give me your wand.
Give me your wand, Guardian Leviosa. Anywho, so 2 mobile games are out. Like, we decided to give this a little bit of shine of light because, for the most part, we really don't talk about mobile games as much.
Yeah.
I know personally the only mobile game I've ever really invested myself in, it was only for like a week or two, was Fire Emblem Heroes for the iOS and Android, and also Pokemon Go when that was out. But it lasted like a week, and then I get bored. I'm not the biggest mobile fan, but I know there is a crowd for that. So if you like Harry Potter, check that out. Be on the lookout for Dr. Mario coming out July 10th. So there has been a bit of controversy, and it kind of put into perspective with the Nintendo Switch. There's a lot of controversy. I can't speak today. Jeez, man, it's Friday.
Okay.
That's why. It's okay, thanks. Somebody has to forgive me sometimes. Pokemon Sword and Shield. There's a lot of controversy around this, and if you haven't really known, we'll kind of catch you up. We're worried because, well, there was a video that I came across, and I need to click on it now because I forgot the user's name, but essentially what's going on is Pokemon Sword and Shield, the animations, the art style, it's starting to look a little bit lazy. I say lazy in the sense that everything looks like it could have been on a 3DS game, and now it was just smoothed over a little bit with HD.
It went upscaled.
It was upscaled for Nintendo Switch, and that's a bit worried. And now I pulled up the YouTube video. His name is Distant Kingdom.
Yeah.
The video is called Game Freak is Lazy, so please check it out because he makes a quick 6-minute video explaining exactly what's wrong with Pokemon Sword and Shield. Essentially, the animations are very idle. They're not very animated.
No.
And the problem with that is going back to what the creators, what Game Freak said during the E3 Nintendo Treehouse event. They were basically saying that a bunch of the Pokemon that we know and love are not going to be in this game. And they said they don't want to waste the time to make all these models and all this animation and all that.
Okay.
Yet when they actually showed us the gameplay, it's like they showed a Score Bunny doing double kick, and he kind of just hops, and then there's like a footprint on the Benelby that he's fighting. And the problem with that is, first of all, people were pissed off because we want a national dex. We want, like... You and I, we found a Twitter feed. The user's name is Kiyoshibia. This was actually the only reason I even found this was because a friend of mine, Sam the Alpier, shout out to you on Twitter, he retweeted this. And essentially it's in Japan, but if I translate the tweet, it's not going to be super clean because it's Google.
Yeah.
But it says, new Pokemon hired from 5 channel and prison list is easy to see and understands the present situation. Basically what it is, and I'll leave the link in the description of all this, it's an image, and it shows a bunch of Pokemon from Gen 1 all the way to Gen 7. Or I think, does it go to Gen 7? Yeah, it does go to Gen 7. And a bunch of them are like, they look like they're behind little prison cells. It's like their sprites are behind little prison cells. It's like grayed out. And then there's a bunch of Pokemon that are in the white. Essentially, the Pokemon in white are the Pokemon that are going to be in Sword and Shield.
So basically what you just said is that the Game Freak themselves said we can't have a lot of Pokemon for animations. But not only are they liking that animations, they're liking the roster. And that roster, like you said yourself, it's not about, hey, I wonder if my favorite Pokemon is in there. It's a matter of what Pokemon are going to be from the previous generation.
Right, because what if you were, like you mentioned it, and it was the first one that I thought of, Aeron, the Pokemon, the little
They
steel,
the little cute little,
then it evolves into an Aggron. Essentially, that again. We're taking this leak with a grain of salt. We don't know if this is real, but from what it's showing, you have Pokemon like that who are going to be out of the game. You're not going to have legendary. From what it looks like, just overview, you're not going to have any of the legendary Pokemon from previous games. You will have, you'll have Wooper, Quagsire, Espeon. You'll have Rhyhorn and Rhydon. You'll have the Evolutions. You'll have Magikarp and Gyarados. You'll have Wailmer, Wailord. You'll have a good amount, like I said. But a lot of these Pokemon are missing, and that's kind of depressing to see some of these. I really like Chimchar, Monferno, and Infernape. Those are going to be out. Blaziken, Torchic, and Combuskin, they're not going to be there. Again, this leak, take it with a grain of salt. We're not sure.
But it's very convincing that it is, and that's the scary part. Because they had that opportunity, like we talked about in our previous episodes with Let's Go Pokemon Pikachu and Eevee. This was supposed to be that test run to say, hey, give us some time to work on the game. We gave you time. The time that you're showing us that you put into the effort, it looks garbage. Like, looking at the whole, like, what, over 600 Pokemon, there's like 80 that's available.
Yeah.
So what's the point of putting all this effort, all this hype that you thought you were going to have for the Dynamax? Who cares about the Dynamax? There's not going to be anybody in the game to like.
If anything, I feel like the Dynamax is part of the laziness because you now, like, they took out Mega Evolution, and Z moves are now confirmed to be out too. So, like, that's less models you have to create because it's just the Pokemon, and you just
bigger.
make it bigger.
It's like, oh my god, it's so concerning. And even the scenery, zero.
Please go in,
oh
go
my
in,
God.
bro. You're the one who brought this attention to me too.
So I saw this on a Twitter feed, and it was just a picture of the trees, and you're like, okay, you know, Ampere, what's the big deal about trees? No, the animation, no, not the animations, the scenery in the background. It's garbage. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee looks better. And it's the worst. And if you go to the Wii game, to which we refer back to the animations, because the Wii game for Pokemon Battle Revolution looks amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And that was on inferior hardware 13 years ago.
Not only was that on inferior hardware, that came out in 2006.
And it looks so nice.
So that's kind of what we're saying. So essentially what Pokemon Sword and Shield is looking like, it's looking like an upscaled 3DS game. And going back to what you said about Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu,
yes,
that was in a pseudo, like, 45-degree angle. You were kind of always looking down, so you never had to look 360, three-dimensional around you. And this is a full camera. You get to see. It's, like, very lazy. Like, the Pokemon look nice, but at what cost? You're cutting out a lot of, like, the trees look like crap. Sometimes, if you actually watch the video again by Distant Kingdom, you'll see that, like, things just, like, Pokemon just show up. And even the
draw distance is horrible.
Yeah, the draw distance is horrible. Not only that, like, if you saw the Wingles, even the outdoor Pokemon that you're supposed to be able to run into.
They look stupid.
Dude, have you seen the Wingles are just, like, they look like a JPEG that's, like, moving, a 3D JPEG that's just, like.
You're like, what?
What?
And we thought, hey, maybe that's just a beginner Pokemon. No, that's just the Pokemon that they have available because they're too damn lazy to create anything else. Because with Wiggles, all you gotta do is have it like that. It's less animation.
It's lacks animation, which is scary to think because Pokemon has always been good. And you know what's sad? You know what's really sad? This game is gonna sell. It's gonna sell.
Oh yeah.
Because they haven't changed it in so many years. They didn't change it when they first jumped to Pokemon X and Y in 2013.
Oh yeah.
They didn't jump to it when they had the second game where they had what was it? Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. They didn't change it for Sun and Moon. They didn't change it for Ultra Sun and Moon. They didn't even change it for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, which was, like you said, the stepping stone to this game. And they still are not working on the animations. I really wanted to go back to what you said though about Pokemon Battle Revolution. Like we said, that was in 2006. If you play that, I actually had the game, but it was, as a game alone, it's horrible because it was mostly didn't really have a story. It was mostly used for you to connect with your DS and play Pokemon Platinum. You couldn't even play the game. You just battled your Pokemon. That's what essentially it was. It should have been a $10 game, not a $60 game.
Yeah.
Or $50, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see if you used double kick, your Pokemon would run up and actually kick the other Pokemon. And the other Pokemon's reaction would, like, to fall back. Machoke in general, like, even while you're waiting to do a move, he's, like, flexing. He's getting ready to attack. Heck, let's go even further than Pokemon Battle Revolution. Let's go to freaking Pokemon Stadium in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Pokemon Stadium 1 had that. Your Pokemon would be there. He'd be moving back and forth, and then every once in a while, he'd, like, flex or do something. And when he'd attack, he'd actually move. Now it's just like, I'm going to throw a fist, and that's going to hurt.
It's
fire
just
punch.
Lazy animations. Yeah. So the recoil or the damage taken upon, lazy. The way that a Pokemon attacks is lazy. Like Blastoise, like even in the video. Instead of shooting from... he has two cannons.
He has two giant cannons.
From, the Wii game Pokemon Revolution, Battle Revolution. It showed him shooting the water out through his cannons. This is just a simple, like...
Out of his mouth.
Yeah, out of his mouth.
It's like a water gun.
No, it's
but
like
bigger.
a wall screen with like the water going forward, and it can be
Yeah.
reused in different assets because they don't want to.
Yeah. It looks like there's a wall between because there's a separation because it's not directly coming out of his mouth. He opens his mouth and water just appears and shoots. And like for the most, and this is why it's such a problem. You're like, well, okay, they've been doing it since the 3DS, but this is stronger hardware. You're cutting the roster. I could have maybe lived with this, and I don't think it would have been such a big a problem if they had given us every single Pokemon. Because that's where it started, where we're like, wait, what? What do you mean no national dex? What do you mean?
Yeah.
And then it grew, and it's like, wait a minute. So not only are you taking away our Pokemon for better animations, you're not even actually doing better animations. And there are people out there who are like, oh, it'll get better. Oh, that's just a beta move, blah, blah, blah. Oh, what? What's up?
They even did the sales about like, oh, Pokemon Bank. And then, so now when you already had your marketing team pull the Pokemon Bank where you can get different generations of Pokemon from different games to go into this one bank that you have, kind of like a Pokemon PC thing.
Yeah.
You can't you can only transfer a certain amount to your new game now.
What do you mean? Because I used Pokemon Bank when X and Y came out.
Okay, so the Pokemon that you have in that game, you can't transfer it over to Sword and Shield, only for certain ones. Because so much of the roster's cut out. So what's the point of selling the sale if you're never going to have that Pokemon? Why, as a consumer, should I buy this service from Pokemon if I'm never going to have it to go transfer to different games?
Yeah.
What's the point? The point is just for money, and they're lazy, and they're going to get called out on it. But if they're going to get called out on it, I can't talk today either. Is this going to be a big enough backlash? My opinion, no. Because I think the new market that they're trying to get are going to be exposed to what we had before. Yeah, so it's going to be sad.
It sounds like a finicky problem, but like it's like for newcomers to the series, they're going to eat it up. And like I said, it's Pokemon. We as consumers have always just accepted Pokemon as is, and no matter how much people are complaining, no matter how much we're saying right now, it's still going to sell. It's going to sell. It's Pokemon. It's the next generation of Pokemon. It's going to sell, unfortunately. And I wish it wasn't this way. And I like... You know, you could call me a hypocrite because I'm probably going to buy it. Yeah. More for the fact just I want to experience the new Pokemon game. And it's sad. And this kind of bleeds a little bit more into my opinion of Fire Emblem 3 Houses. That's the Switch game coming out. And back at E3, they didn't show any gameplay. The only gameplay we've seen is very, 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 very little. And what they showed at the E3 Nintendo Treehouse was like the dude running around, and they did show some gameplay like at the Treehouse. Yeah. But it just worries me that this game comes out next month, and I feel like it's going to be very unpolished, and that it makes me sad in the sense of like Nintendo, like you guys are coming out with all these great titles, don't mess it up. There are people who love these franchises.
Yeah. And it's not, and even they love it. They'll give you money. The money's not even the problem. Just put the love that we expect from you guys. And I want to make sure that this is clear from everybody. Do you want to be wrong about what we're saying?
No, I want to be wrong.
I want to be wrong, too. I would love to come back and say, dude, Pokemon is the greatest. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, no, I'm an idiot. I would 100% want to be wrong about this. I want to be completely wrong. I want to say that Game Freak is going to actually go back and animate more of these Pokemon, but I want to be so wrong.
I want to be wrong.
Please, Game Freak, if somehow you ever listen to this, we will come back on and just apologize and be commit Bushido. No,
I'll buy the double pack.
I'll
buy 2 double packs. I will invest money back for being wrong.
That's like $200, man.
But it's going to be a game that's worth it a lifetime for me, if that's what it is. But I hope I'm wrong.
I hope I'm wrong. But that, again, this is worrisome. It's going to sell. That's the bottom line, and that's sad. But Game Freak, you have a chance. Again, this sounds very minor, and it might be very minor to a lot of consumers. But for the longtime fans like me and yourself, it's going to hit hard, and it's kind of hard to say. But
even if you need to push it back, do it.
Look what they're doing with Metroid.
And Animal Crossing.
Yeah. I'd rather them push a game. Yeah, it sucks. Like, man, I really wish I was going to be getting Animal Crossing in 2019. But
it's going to be worth it.
It's going to be worth it.
So worth it.
It's going to be so worth it. Same thing with Metroid Prime 4. Please show us more than JPEG.
Show us a GIF.
Show us a GIF. Oh, it's like fire around it.
And fire on the floor.
Guys, we're working on it. We're working on it. We swear. We took us that took us forever. But yeah, I'd rather them wait longer, but it's coming out. Pokemon Sword and Shield is coming out at the end of this year, so we'll come back to it and we'll see I doubt it, though. From what I'm looking at right now out of a Score Bunny and a Benelby duking it out, I don't think much is going to change. And that's kind of the bottom line.
Yeah. But let's end on a high note. So what are we going to do for Mario Maker 2? Aren't you doing something special?
I am going to be doing something special. For those of you who don't know, I am going to be playing. I'm going to be making a channel basically dedicated to Mario Maker 2. The channel is called Zero In on Alex. I will also leave that into the description of today's episode, and we will most likely, once that comes out, I'll be pushing and plugging that in at the beginning of every episode so you guys can go check it out. And OnPred will be jumping on the show as well, and maybe we can have some fun gameplay together.
We're going to have fun. It looks like a very fun game. I'm
does.
super excited.
I know.
Again,
We can take
I'm going to buy a copy.
We're going to be Game Grumps.
I'm going to be a gamer grill.
Whoa.
The George Foreman gamer grill.
What? OnPred, let's get out of here.
Okay, let's get out of here.
If you guys enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave a like, download it, show us all the love on the Spotify.
Spooty.
Follow us on Twitter at Zero's Game Room. And until next time, this episode of Zero's Game Room is officially closed.
Gonna get physical. Ooh, we're gonna get physical. Do another push-up, yeah. Physical.
Drop it down, get it down, do the Arnold press.
I love you. No, I love. Hey, listen. Yeah, you listening?
We're doing some ASMR at the end of this episode.
Hold on, let me scratch my.
Ah.
Let's get it.